Hey, guys.
Okay, gotta get started.
I'm not sure our technical department's quite ready yet, but let's go ahead and start the meeting, if you could, with our traditional pledge of allegiance. And I was in the corner. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And back this way to the four-way test. Is it true? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and will it benefit all concerned? And everybody is happy to take, welcome to take a seat. And if you want to, get around the table here. We have a couple of special guests today, Martha Roby and Sherry Page, and also Charlotte Cole, who's with us by Zoom. Are three of our newest members. We have a few more days, a few more technical days to get through the protocol, but it's all been done. They've been approved by everybody. We've already had a consensus from the membership, but following protocol, you'll hear from us very shortly, and we've already ordered your badges and paperwork and stuff like that, so welcome.
Thank you.
I can't tell you how happy we are to have all three of you, Charlotte, so Charlotte can see. And with that, let's go ahead and turn the meeting over to Bill Hager, and I leave it to you.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning out there. Today I'm the third string quarterback. Rose Deal, our executive director, is just slammed. There's so much going on with economic development right now. Tomorrow is an outdoor job fair, and just to get ready for that, they just moved it from the Sedgwick building parking lot because of potential rain to indoor at the train station. And it's a big affair. There are a lot of people going to be there, industries, job, hopefully a lot of job seekers, because they're certainly needed. And then Doug Rogers, our chairman, is ill. Doug has some blood problems and going through some treatments. I think it's a 10-day thing. So serving as vice chair, compared to spring quarterback today, that means I don't know as much as I probably should have, and that's why I'm third string. It's Orange Economic Development Authority is an interesting cross-section of people within the community that are, and we're all appointed for 4-year terms by either the supervisor in the district or, in Martha's case, is Mayor of Orange. I guess it's the town council that appoints the town council member in Gordonsville. I'm sure it's the same thing with town council. Our members are very varied. They come from different backgrounds. District 1. Bob McConnell has been on the board a good while. He and Jack Ricketts, who represents District 2, that were on when I went on, and I was appointed by Teal Goodwin. I just started my third 4-year term. So they've been on a good while, and I'm glad we have that continuity because we've had several executive directors or directors to go through. So having those two guys as a constant has been good. I represent Bob McConnell is the owner of Royal Foundations, large contractor who pours basements. These concrete full basements all over Central Virginia.
We're a customer. We're a customer, I'm happy to say.
Good.
We did our family.
Yep. Does great work. And then we have Jack Rickett, who we all know as owner of Piedmont Power. Yep. Then I'm with District 3. I'm just a resident of Orange, Virginia. And then I'm going to mess this name up. Julie Zielmaker, I think it's the way you say it.
Zellmacher.
Julie is represents District 4. She's Director of Human Resources at Battlefield Farms. Gives us a good perspective on people looking for work. Doug Rogers, our chairman, is District 5, Lake of the Woods. Town of Orange is Arthur Bryant, resident Town of Orange, former banker, brings a lot of oversight and skill to our board. And then Town of Gordonsville is Sharon Pucci. we had her husband Peter here was here a few weeks ago talking about
Oh, yeah.
trailers. And she is she works with online WordPress and helping companies all around the country in those skills. Orange County Economic Development is responsible for working with new and existing businesses to create new investments and jobs in Orange County. We work with the county administrator, the board of supervisors, and together we can assemble all the pieces and parts that are needed to improve our business environment, whether you need assistance with retail, commercial, industrial projects. The board is there to help you. Feel Goodwin banged on my door one day and said, I need your help. And I said, what you got? He said, I want you ask you to serve on the board. I said, what can I bring to you? He said, well, you bring experience. And that's what we need in the business world now. You've been a local businessman here and you've traveled, and I think you would be good for it. And I said, am I the first person you asked? He said, no. So, and I just moved back. So there's, it's a labor of love, but it's why we all volunteer. We're all of us in here on public service. Giving back, I call it. And that's why we're here this morning. This is Rotary's a service club, giving back to the community. We are blessed to have Rosie as our executive director. She is a ball of fire, going 100 miles an hour all the time. And I used to be able to go in and talk to her, and she helped me with our foundation, with setting up a website and doing things. She's too busy for that now. She's really gotten entrenched. She now has an assistant. Susan Turner is an assistant to Rose. Susan also works with Lori in the tourism department. So we've got some live wires in that building, which was the old clerk's building. It's now the EDA, or Economic Development Building, on Main Street, right next to the old courthouse. It was remodeled, and we just feel really blessed. We have our own conference room to have our meetings, and it's been a really good thing. Ellen had advertised that we would dig into the strategic plan. I just like to go here a little bit. Some of you are newer to the county. The top 15 private sector employers in the county. Who are they? And have we helped them as EDA? Yes, we have. With tax incentives, tax deferrals on machinery, what have you. Anytime that EDA helps someone, there's a vetting process that takes place. Last meeting, I'm going to throw this in real quick. Last meeting, we awarded $3,000 to a young lady who has set up a new bakery down on Caroline Street. And I was all in favor of it. I said, yeah, let's help these people. And Rose looked at me and said, Bill, be careful, it's taxpayer money that we're dealing with. So sometimes I have to guard myself there. But we gave her, through an expansion assistance initiative or incentive, we gave her $3,000. Her product, and it's bakery, her product wasn't consistent because she didn't have a good oven. Now, to get this $3,000, she had to come forth with a business plan that would show that she could actually justify being in business, and I thought that was really good. Now, she's a younger Black entrepreneur, and she got assistance from Charlottesville through a person up there who is working with minorities to help them foster business. And this lady helped her with her business plan, and it was really good. And so we voted to give her a $3,000 incentive. Hopefully she's gotten that oven at least ordered and on the way. And along with her and every other business in Orange, we just always are promoting Shop Orange, shop local if you can. And we're blessed to have someone in that building. A lot of traffic through there. So
Is that the one next to Orange Tire?
next door to Orange Tire, and that building has struggled over the years, keeping a restaurant or whatever in there. So let's support her when we can. The top 15 employers in the county: American Woodmark, over 300; MPS, the publishing company up on Route 15, Gordon Hill, over 300; Dogwood Village of Orange County, also over 300; Walmart, 200; Battlefield Farms, 200. These are all plus, 200 plus. Green Applications, 200 plus. Zama Corporation, 200 plus. Food Line, 100 plus. Arab Jet, Vigig, Lakewood Woods Association, American Color, Food Line, Homestead Building Systems, and the Montpelier Foundation, all over 100. So we've got some large employers in the county. Challenge today is finding people to work.
Yes.
I'm battling it every day. I still work at 82 almost. And our business, we were 100 million. The pandemic took us down to 20 million. We had to lay off a lot of people. There were a lot of Hispanics. And this is what's going on all around here as well. A lot of companies had Hispanic labor. They went away. And they haven't come back. I just turned down a $250,000 job yesterday. We don't have the labor to do it. And we were paying an average of about $22.50 for labor. Now we're paying $45 an hour. I was on the phone with President of NASCAR Track in Nashville last night. I doubled his price, and he's just about to freak out. But that's part of what's going on, and it's labor and transportation costs that have increased that much. So to get people to come to work and start businesses, we have to take some different paths and help businesses all we can. And that's what I like about EDA, and that's why I got on. I wanted to. The reason I got on basically was I want to help create above average payrolls for our local people so they don't have to travel. I've traveled for the last 40 years. Been away from home. I just got an award from Hilton. I spent 1,000 nights in a Hilton property. That's a lot of nights away from home. And the adjustment to coming back home all the time is a little bit different too.
Yeah.
They've had to adjust in you too, I'm sure.
So let's dig into page 9 of the strategic plan. And what I've handed out is on our website or on our Facebook page. There are no secrets. It's all public knowledge. And I wanted to go to page 9, and it's the economic profile of Orange County. And it's interesting when you really look at it that we have 95% on-time high school graduation. Thank you, Sherry, and our school board for providing what they do. We're blessed to have the school system. Cecil, we all know, is doing a great job, and with Sherry's leadership, the board has done a great job. It's great to have Wayne on as a member of us as he helps kids find work and career paths going down the road. 49% male, 51% female. We have over 1,000 businesses in the county. 39 minutes average commute. So we have a lot of people commuting out of the county.
Each way.
Each way. Each way. I did an hour and a half, 90 minutes, I call it. It sounds a lot less than an hour and a half. 90 minutes to Ashland for 10 years. And I knew more about 64 than I wanted to know. 62% of the labor force participation rate. 44.5 is the median age of our population. And that was interesting, I thought, 44.5. We have 2 community colleges, 2 universities within 30 minutes. We're 33 miles to commercial air service over in Charlottesville, which by the way, I fly there a lot, and it's good. It's a lot better than Atlanta. Median household income is $71,307, and I don't know what the national is, but ours is $71,000, and that's not enough. We need better paying jobs. That's the one thing I'd like to see. Where we have industry jobs that people are making more than that. And I guess it all depends on your desires, what you want to have, how much you need to earn. I was having a discussion with someone just recently talking about income, and he said, he was a teacher, and he reminded me, he said, I'm just as happy with where I am, maybe even happier than you are where you are, who knows? And I took that as a really point that I need to think about. Money isn't everything, it's quality of life, and that's one of the great things we have in Orange, is we have a good quality of life. We have rail service by the Buckingham branch. We've considered as EDA to maybe putting in a siding so we could have local rail service. The bigger that it is, maybe unload containers and load containers for industry, but we haven't had that demand yet. We have a piece of property that would work. One of the big things we do, the 53% of the workers with post-secondary education attainment. I'd like to see that higher. That's why we're all promoting scholarships and at least community college, trade schools, whatever, and get the kids started. One of the big projects that we have is the Thomas Ely Industrial Park. And there's a picture on the front. Then there's some details right on page 8. We have several properties available out there. We have one pad site that's ready to go. If someone were to come in, it's got water, sewer ready to go. They come in, they could build a building and have it up and running very quickly. But we are responsible for that property. We are the ones that sell it. We buy additional property for industrial development through the authority. And the authority, I don't understand all the legalities of the authority. Martha may understand this more than I do. But I know when there's a bond, it goes to the Economic Development Authority. We have borrowing capabilities.
You all can handle money more than like the town or the county can. You can distribute money.
Right, we can do funds. And I stay out of that part. They explain it to us and we vote for it. And as a board member, I don't dig into the nitty-gritty everyday details of everything that Rose is doing. The staff that's their job. They bring it to us and say, this is what we recommend. And we're a rubber stamp type committee. We have input. Bob and Jack, when there's development on the property, they've been on long enough. They were around when it was started, or not started, but when it was being developed more. The experience of selling the property. We have to maintain the property also. There was a big budget item just recently with stormwater runoff, and the pond had to be redone. So that was something that we had to do because of state mandate. There was a lot of money spent there. The budget for EDA is right at $800,000. So there's a lot that happens at EDA. And the most exciting part right now is helping entrepreneurs, new businesses. If you go over to the newsletter, just jump into the newsletter. It's got yours has the orange, think orange on the top.
Yeah.
We collaborate with several organizations on helping find labor or people looking for jobs. The job fair is one of just trying to help people find work, trying to help our businesses find people they need to operate and grow. This newsletter, and you can subscribe to this. Rose is really good, and Susan, with social media. Our website is first class. They're always on LinkedIn. They're always on Facebook. And Think Orange and promoting Orange County is really an ongoing everyday venture in that building. They are really good at it. And we are just blessed. We work with Central Virginia Small Business Development Center out of Charlottesville. They have programs to help. If you want to be an entrepreneur, they'll help you from day one. And there are some University of Virginia grad students that are involved in that. There are other people that are good at doing financials and planning, market research, social media advertising, networking, and all those are available. Back in 1963, I went into business, cold turkey, knowing nothing. And had I had those resources at that time, I don't think I would still been in the clothing business because all the little towns clothing stores are all gone. But it would have been easier for me. I'll say that. I had those things at hand, that we have the tools that people have today to be successful. And it's one of the things that EDA is doing. And along with Chamber of Commerce, very involved in growing our county business-wise. We just are part of a fund that's a revolving loan fund that's available for people who need money. Again, you're going to have to justify it through a business plan, and it's going to be reviewed. There are people who are set up. We don't do it, it's all done through the Charlottesville folks. They have the staff to do that. But coordinating with them, then there's the Quad County Business Summit. We're a part of that. That is part of Fluvanna, Greene, Louisa, Madison, and the Central Virginia Small Business Development Center are having a Quad County Business Summit where we'll all come together and share ideas. As a board member, I'm invited to go to those. I've been to a couple, and you see things that are going on around you and potential. Louisa just announced that they've got a big thing going on over there on Route 64 with a new business park that's going to be developed. There's a lot of things in the area that people could still live here and drive there. So there are more opportunities as a Quad County or a regional program.
Bill, I noticed that there's like a pitch competition there. Are there going to be investors there that could actually put money in a new enterprise?
That is my understanding, yes.
Yeah.
And there are some folks that are available locally that are interested in being investors. Angels, a lot of people call them, what have you, private equity funding. So there are people looking. If you've got a good business plan and something that's, you need money and you can prove that it's going to work, there are local investors that would be interested. We're having our first locally made product. It's going to be out at the Montpelier races. There's going to be a tent out there, and there was a contest, locally made market at the races. Bound to Please books, Mayor Mercantile, and Painted Orange were all selected. So they'll have a tent and a lot of thousands of people, to Montpelier. So that's November 6th. But the Central Virginia Small Business Development Center is a real asset to us. That's this close to Charlottesville. And then there's the workforce, local workforce, that if you're looking for a job, you go to them. If someone is new to the county, they're looking for a job, and you hear of anyone that might be, direct them to Rose, and she will point them in the right direction, whether it's workforce or whether it's go to Charlottesville, get involved in Central Virginia. It's all out there. We also just welcomed our first Hub Zone certified business. And there's new things all the time. There's just a ton of things that are happening. We're pleased to welcome Innovation Orange LLC. It's the first Hub Zone certified business store here in Orange County. Hub Zone located in the town of Orange. They're going to be at 329 North Madison Road, Suite 100. It helps citizens manage their business. So it's a business management company. And what Hub Zone is a underutilized business zones. So there's money, some federal money that's available, grants and whatever. So Rose and Susan are good at finding grant money. There's one to be announced. I can't announce it today because it's been approved, but the owners that it will affect have not been notified yet. But there's a really good one that a piece of property that has high potential, and there's been some problems, and it's going to be fixed. There's a study's going to be done at least. So that'll watch for that announcement this spring pretty quick. And it's going to open up a lot of opportunity for people to do things. That's about all this third string quarterback's got. I hope there's an overview. It's just from way up in the air down. Without getting into the nitty gritty details. If you're looking for details, just spend 15 minutes on the website. The answers are there.
Speaking, since Dr. Sneed's not here, speaking for the school system, we see economic development as just a really important partner with the school system. You know, I work with Rose several times a year on projects, and you never call her and she says no. She says, let's figure out how to make it work. So, you know, she's a great partner for us.
We're blessed. We let her get away. She went to Culpeper, and the board got smart and hired her back. We were kind of on our own there for a while. I was surprised that we let her get away because she had really trained the last two guys that were the directors. I hope we're paying her leadership. I don't get involved in that, but whatever we're paying her is probably not enough. She's that good. If I were going to start a brand new business and I needed somebody out front, she'd be the first one in Orange I'd go to try to hire. That's how much I think of her. She's just positive and organized and hard worker. 100 miles an hour. Any more questions, Ray?
You know, I'm just, there's a lot of resources here. You listed a lot of them really sound interesting.
Huge number of resources today.
Yeah. I found on the website, they have some great tools on there, whatever, like, you know, looking for appropriate land and all that sort of stuff. You know, it's just a lot of information on there.
We go into closed session during our meetings and we discuss potential new businesses that are looking in Orange County. They'll get leads from different sources, and as a board, that's one of the things we do. We discuss those, and some of the last things we did, we sold a piece of property in the industrial park to Williams Paving Asphalt, and they make a product that patches asphalt. You got anybody working out there, Dwayne? You know about it?
No, yeah.
I bought the product from Sedgwick's and used it to fill some cracks along the edge of my blacktop. We're separated. the concrete apron going into the garage and asphalt is separated like an inch. And we're thinking that asphalt gets water under it. And I was able to fill that crack. It looks great. Great product. And they were over in Zion Crossroad Manufacturing and ended up here. And we were happy to have it because we sold them the property and we've helped Aerojet. Whenever someone gets an incentive for tax relief on equipment, they still have to meet certain criteria. Homestead was one of them, but we helped them, but they have to meet certain goals or they got to pay back some of that money. And then you get involved with the state, the governor's programs. So it's all done. Anytime Martha knows, when you deal with them, Chair, when you deal with government, it's all out there. It's public funding, so you got to be very careful with what you do and do it right. It's not like your own business. But Homestead, they met their criteria, and it's mostly I'm going to have X number of employees by a certain amount of time, and I'm going to invest this much money. So you do that, you don't do anything. You don't have to give the incentive back. If you don't, we have to go after a couple of it. And, so it's the tools are there when we need to use it. I love being on board. Just because I like helping people. And I see this as another way to help people, especially younger people. I told my grandson, who's now in a program to learn to be a machinist. I said, what you really want to do is you learn to run the machine, you go to work for somebody, but you want to own the machine shop. You don't want to just be the machinist. So you need to keep going to school, and you can go take some classes through Central Virginia and learn how to write business plan and budget and the whole thing. So it's amazing. It's there. It's just that we got to make sure people know about it and take advantage of it.
If anybody's going to the air show Saturday in Culpeper, there'll be a table for New Pathways there, so stop by and see them.
So developing entrepreneurs, creating new business. It's good for the real estate business when people live there. You know, it's good. It's good. It's good for the tax base. And Doug Rogers, living in Lake of the Woods, has started a smaller group of EDA. He's got a group that meets once, I think every 2 weeks or so, or at least once a month. And Cecil goes to those meetings, and Jim goes, as business leaders in the eastern end of the county. That's going to be the motor that drives Orange County in the future. That's where the tax base is going to come from. You can see the growth down there with all the new plants being approved and all the houses are going to be built. I don't know what that's going to do for the schools, but that's another whole game there. That'll be a good challenge, Sheriff.
Yes.
One of the things I like, one of the things I say about economic development is we want to create jobs and we want to create industry in the right places. So if it's a new industry, it needs to be an industrial park, not in the middle of the cornfield.
Right.
And I think that we have that philosophy on our board. And that's the philosophy, I think, of the county, the leadership of the county, is we all like where we live. I have new neighbors moving in. They just bought the house yesterday, and they're from Northern Virginia, and the lady was so excited about living in a one-bedroom condo in Arlington. She has moved to a big house, 3,000 square feet probably, in the county, in the country. And she's really excited about that. And we're looking forward to having these neighbors. So we're in a good place where we live, and we're in a good place with our businesses today. And just grow and grow at the right place, right pace in the right place. I think we'll be fine. Any questions?
Well, Bill, for a third stringer, you did pretty good.
Yeah.
You did. only thing is you didn't get sacked. I think that one of the issues facing economic development is that most people don't understand what economic development really is. Most people think it's more condos and buildings built in the middle of farm properties and stuff like that. And good, solid economic development is just the opposite. It's putting the right kind of people, the right kind of places, using the right kind of utilities and infrastructure. And boy, does it help the tax base. At the end of the day, they don't send kids to school. Their employees might, but these factories come in, they have a huge tax bill every year, hopefully, and that gets paid. And having some experience for over a decade in Frederick County, Maryland, we had a great time growing that county back in the 80s. And they desperately needed growth. They needed control. They needed some group of people to say, no, we're not going to get tire reprocessors in here. We're going to go for somebody else. And being on the edge of DC and kind of where like Fredericksburg is now, it was there. We just had to sort it out, and pick and choose. But you can't do that sitting back. You got to be aggressive, which Rose Deal is doing. And I just think that it's critical of all the things that are important in this county: good, solid economic development, a good control over that, and a good direction, which you apparently have here, I think is critical, and we support you. So,
Well, right now we have a wonderful board of supervisors. I think they've just done a really good job over the years. And when they changed the comprehensive plan to include the GWAP, which is that greater wilderness area down there, and the development of that area. As I was in on the beginning of that, I was a member of that until I got too busy. But just to carve out that niche and plan it properly, and to make sure that we do it right and not just become another bedroom community, but with a mix of business and housing and single income homes, what have you. There's good planning taking place. To me, that's so important. Proper planning. And we're doing that. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, Bill.
Appreciate it.
Couple of announcements. There is a this Thursday between 12 and 1 is a Aging Together / Triad program. That's Barry Barr has sent all of you the notation on that. You'll get it today on your emails. It's a free program. We support Triad and Aging Together as organizations. They've both spoken to the club over the last year. So if you have an interest in this, please don't overlook that. I've introduced our 2 and 3 newest members. We're ecstatic to have you ladies. I'm sorry that Ellen couldn't be here today. She was very instrumental in getting all 3 of these ladies in the club. Just a quickie, please remember that our Christmas party is December 7th. I know that's a long, long way away. It's actually after the parade, which is much more important, but just you new guys will get the notice very shortly to put it on your calendars, because we're anxious to have everybody come to that. It's at the Leylands, your next door neighbors almost. Any other items that I have overlooked, or anyone else that would like to say anything to the group? I sometimes am remiss in not asking for help. And any more comments? Anybody participating by Zoom that would like to ask any questions that you haven't had a chance to ask, or any comments, please?
By the way, Jamie said that we're coming through loud and clear with the microphone, so apparently this does help a lot.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Good.
Jamie said it here. So.
That's a new acquisition from the technological department here.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that thing and said, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
It's the R2D2 younger brother.
Yeah.
Bill, one of the last things I'd like to discuss very quickly is I'd like to put my membership hat on. We now have 4 new members in recent months. Bill's actually a new member because he's less than 5 years. But to make the Rotary Club more relevant, we have to expand. We simply have to grow. Mac and the three ladies today are great examples of community-oriented people that by joining Rotary, they make us more relevant. They give us access back out into the community and data back in. You folks have a chance to direct Rotary as time goes on. You have a chance now to say, I'd like to see something change. And we welcome that. And in a county like Orange of about 35, I would say less than 40,000 people, we could certainly support a club of 35 or 40 people. Back a while back, the club used to have 50 something in it back sometime way back, long before maybe many of our times, but there are people still in town who were members of Rotary when there were 50 plus members in the club. So to say that, we don't want to get too big, I agree with that, but we have to be big enough to be able to function adequately. And one of the realities that we all live with is that most things that we want to do of any value cost money. Can't escape that. Scholarship's a great example, but the simplest things that come to us usually have some financial attachment to it. And we are going to have our fundraiser in April. It's going to be at Rountain Farms. It's, I think, April 9th. I think the date's already set. And we're going to make a go of it this year and attempt to raise a significantly more money than we have in the past, and to fund the things that we want to do, and have money to do the things that the club needs to do in the community. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited about the Rotary Club. I think we're on a right track. We need your input, your thoughts, your help, and please know that you're always, there's no such thing as a bad question or a dumb question or a bad input, or them. It's the only one that's not so good as the one you forget to do, so put it into us here. Let us work on it. We are anxious to grow the club, but we're actually only anxious to grow it correctly. We want the right kind of people. Several years ago, one of our district governors was at Country Cooking. He said, if you listen to Rotary International, they'll have you go out into the restaurant and sign up everybody out there and make them members. And he said, what you end up is a room full of hot air and people that just want to know when's the next meal coming. He said, what you need to do is go out and get the right people. It takes work. You have to work at it. And that's what I think we're doing. And all I'm asking you, because you folks know the community as individuals, you travel in your own individual circuits. If you know people that you think would make an impact with Rotary, we need to hear about it. And we're not asking you to do all the work, just get us access to these individuals. And we'll put together a group that will go out and make the calls. And if you would like to attend, we would love to have the connection, because that's really what makes clubs grow correctly is networking. So please, if you think about somebody, please contact me or Barry Barr, who is in self-determined quarantine. Barry, how are you feeling?
Oh, doing well, thanks. Enjoyed the meeting today. Thanks, Bill.
He's probably,
No, okay.
yeah. So with that, I'm gonna adjourn the meeting. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm trying to get everybody out on time. Don't run out, Adriana. Thanks, Bill. Hey, great job. Really a nice job. And I'm so pleased that you came today.
I like to do things. I've always been, in Habitat and other things too. So it's a pleasure to do things.
Well, like I said, we're not going to beat you up, and but we're looking for your input. Really,
Thank you.
just your thoughts about it and how to get better. What we got to do that we're not doing right. So
I believe in a community only runs on its service that's available to it. And I think that we sustain the community into the future.
Provided it doesn't help.
Yeah.
It works both ways.
Sounds good.
We really